Excel 2 is a continuation, of course, of Excel 1. In Excel 1, mostly you learned how to drop the numbers in and make the cells look pretty. And this time, what we'll do is focus more on how to make it functional, how to make it do the things that Excel is really good at. The, the two terms, formulas and functions, probably it would be good to take a minute and distinguish them. A formula is like math. So if you, wait, don't croak on me yet here. Just breathe, okay? A formula is if you want to add 2 plus 3 equals 5, that's a formula. When you write a formula in Excel, you must always start with an equal sign so the computer knows that it's going to be a formula and not just some text or something written. There's a way to tell the computer, I want to see equals 2 plus 3. I want to see the text of that, write it like text. There's a way to do that. But you want the computer to know that it has to do something. Now, if you get out your calculator and start adding up all the number, oh, a phone, I'm sorry, I'm old. If you get out your phone and start calculating all the numbers and put the number at the bottom, that ain't it. You haven't, you don't need Excel. You need a piece of paper and a pen. If you want Excel to do it, if you want the computer to do it, you have to write it as a formula or function. And the formula always starts with an equals. Always starts with an equals. Now, a function is like a formula, except that somebody knows more math than you do, and they taught the computer how to do it. So you probably forgot, but when you add two numbers together, it's called a sum. Maybe you remember that one, but I bet you forgot the rest. Well, in the computer, somebody wrote to the computer instructions and taught it how to say if they use the word sum, that means they want to add it up. And so if just by using that word, the computer will know, oh, they're going to give me some numbers and I have to add them up. The formula is you do it by hand because you know the math. You don't have to know the answer. You have to know how. And the function is, well, I don't remember how, but if I use the right word, the computer knows how. So the two do the same thing. There are times and places to use either of them, and that's part of what you'll learn in this lesson, although really you'll need some more practice before you get it down pat. But that's the way we'll start you learning these two concepts. And then more about formatting, and if you want to print it, how do you print it? And what if you want to look at your formulas, how do you do that? And things like that in this chapter. So this is Excel 2, so we don't have all that extra explanation at the beginning. So this is the chapter, table of contents, things we're going to learn. Okay, and if you look, it's like, what is all that stuff? It's okay, we'll get there, don't worry. Pass the objectives again. And now here's our project that we're going to make this time. And I'm going to zoom in on it. Uh, oh, they have the formatted the heading and the subheading. We already know about those titles and subtitles. And oh, there's some text in there that look at a hyperlink in there for their email address. That's neat. And some money. And they set it as currency. There are two ways you can show currency. One is if you put a dollar sign on every cell for 100 cells, you're going to get cross-eyed. So typically we'll put the dollar signs up at the top row and the bottom row, and then the ones in the middle we'll format them as money, but without dollar signs, just so we don't get cross-eyed. So we'll learn how to do that, and then some totals, and oh, we'll learn some more functions down here. We learned some already, add them up, but you have the highest, that's the max, that's called max, that's the word. You memorize it. The maximum, the minimum, the highest number, the lowest number is min, minimum is min, and then the average, add them up, divide by how many? Remember that? Okay, and then the other one that I don't see here, but it's in the top 5 is count, add them up. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So sum, max, min, average, and count. Those are the 5 most common, but there are a couple of hundred different functions available to use. But we'll just do these 5. You can always look up another one if you need it. Well, at any rate, the other thing, one more thing here, is that you might tell the computer if the value in that cell is, if the student's grade in that cell is over 80%, that would be your an A, then do something to the cell, like make it purple background, format the cell so that I'll know who's doing a good job. And sometimes we format the other end too, just in case. So so we know who to chase to help them get up to a passing grade. Anyway, that's called conditional formatting. If they meet the condition, then do something to the cell. And there are all kinds of things you can do to the cell. But those are the important concepts that we'll be learning in Excel Chapter 2. There's more. You think you're learning, so many things, but it's, there's so many more things to learn than this. These software programs are very powerful, and businesses use them all the time. If you're doing any kind of a business, and even some of the medical topics to occupations in the future, you'll be using Excel all the time. So it's good if you get the hang of it now.